Hi, my name is Drew and I'm the founder of getbizzy.co.nz, an online portal for businesses to network and grow together in New Zealand. In this video series, I'll be documenting the process as I go from knowing nothing about YouTube to hopefully thriving in the future and covering all the little bits along the journey that I learn, alter and tweak to hopefully creating a successful YouTube channel. Now, unfortunately, I was unable to create a video last week as I was moving house and there was a lot going on. But I've got one for you this week and I'll cover everything that I did in the prior week as well as this week in this episode. So some of the main things you may be able to see if you're looking at one of the previous videos and then coming to this video is that there's quite a significant difference in the lighting quality and the background image. And that's because obviously I've moved house, so I've now got a different backdrop. And I moved into my room thinking, well, how can I strategically place items in my room so that I can have the best possible creative space for my YouTube channel? So pretty much everything in my room was organized and orientated around the idea of how can I get the best setup for a YouTube channel, and I did it that way. Then I went out and purchased a few minor pieces of furniture and things like that to kind of get the feel a little bit more lively. So I've got a little shelf to my right here and to your left if you're looking on the video. And I'm going to be sort of populating that with books and things on top. I've also got one to my left and your right at the moment that you can't actually see. However, I'll be able to place things on top of it in the future. Potentially it'll just have a few basic things, but I'll see. I may keep that space empty as I quite like having a little bit of empty space in the videos. Don't like the background to be too cluttered, as I found in the earlier videos that I was creating there was just a little bit too much going on. Before we go any further, if you've just started out on YouTube or you're looking to start a YouTube channel, I highly recommend you subscribe to my channel. I'll be creating weekly content where I document the process of what I've done in the backgrounds in terms of moving things around, tweaking my own setup, and all of the behind the scenes analytics, views, subscriber count and things like that that could be invaluable to you and help you grow your channel. Back to what I've changed in the past 2 weeks. Now, it'll be very obvious if you've seen any of my previous videos that the lighting is a lot better now, and that's simply because I've actually invested in some lighting. Now, I'll put images of what I've actually purchased up on screen at the moment. Basically, it's a reflector with a diffuser in front and a 175 watt eco bulb inside. I've got two of them, and I have the option of putting an overhead lighting as well, which I have sitting down. I just haven't set up at this point in time. However, I was just trying to tweak around with it and see whether I actually needed it. At this point in time, I think the image quality, having a look at the computer right now, is pretty good, so we'll see. I'll have a tinker around and see whether or not I need it. I've also moved the camera a lot closer, so my computer's now a couple of meters back from the actual camera. This is just something I've been able to do with a little bit more space. I've also brought the mic right underneath the camera on another tripod as well. So the camera's on a tripod, the mic is on a separate tripod just underneath it. And that obviously allows me to have a lot clearer picture without having to zoom in. I'm still using my Logitech 180p camera, just a webcam, so you can purchase one of those for around about 60-70 bucks, and it's an easy way to get started on YouTube with a pretty decent camera quality and picture quality, as well as I'm using the blue ice mic, which is relatively inexpensive as well, coming in at under $100 as well. Pardon me. So if you are looking to get started on YouTube, it's a great way to do it, and very inexpensive way to sort of dip your feet in, dip your toes in the water and get a taste for whether or not you're into it. Final things that I've also altered is I'm actually sitting down at the moment on a seat. So I've just been thinking about trialing this. I've seen it on various different YouTube channels and a lot of people are sitting down. I don't like the idea of having sort of a full, I guess, computer chair where it's got the armrests out the side and the back behind you, because I don't like having that interference with the video. However, I'm just sitting on a bar stool at the moment that I've just purchased for around about 50 bucks on the floor, obviously, and it's just enables me a little bit more, I guess, consistency in terms of where I'm seated, center image, and I don't have to worry about moving around too much or anything like that. So it's just small tweaks like that that I'm playing around with at the moment, because now moving to a new place, it gives me the opportunity to actually, you know, fully audit what I've been doing and start from scratch in essence. Alright, now jumping into the analytics for the last 7 days. Now I'm going to be trialing something new this week, and that is having my laptop here on my lap. So forgive me if I'm looking down a little bit. It just enables me to run through the analytics a bit quicker, as I know your time is valuable, as is mine, and I want to run through these videos as quickly as I can. Hopefully within the next week or two I'll be able to have a stool or something to the side so I don't have to worry about it slipping off if my hands are up, as I like to be energetic and I guess boisterous with my hand gestures and movements when I'm talking, but obviously I can't do that when I'm hanging onto my laptop. Right, so jumping into the last 7 days of watch time, we're sitting at 171 minutes viewed, so that's 2 hours 50 minutes. That's down 13.5% from the last 7 days. Obviously I didn't cover the previous 7 days as I was busy moving house and it was impractical to do so. So I don't really have much to compare that upon. However, I didn't want to use the 14 previous days, as it throws the whole 7-day previous comparison out of whack. Jumping on to average view duration, that's actually up to 3 minutes 58, which is awesome, as I was trying to get it as close to 4 minutes as possible. So that's up 20% compared to the previous 7 days. I'm pretty stoked about that. Now view time is up to, down to 43. That is 28% down from the previous 7 days, but 48 views in the 43 views in the past 7 days isn't too shabby, and that could just be because it's falling on different days that I'm doing this. Now I've got one new subscriber in the past 7 days, which is actually down 50% from the previous, which was 2. I actually gained 2 subscribers last week, and I was quite stoked about that. So growth is happening. It's happening very slow. But I am sort of optimistic, I guess, as to where this is going to go. I'm still in the testing phases with what I'm going to be doing, and I have sort of decided today that instead of doing my Tube News videos that I started out doing, it becomes a little bit much when I'm doing this YouTube video series as well as another series on YouTube. Now I love YouTube, however it doesn't really those particular videos of Tube News don't really fit in with my overall vision of what I want to be doing, and that is a little bit of a secret at this point in time, but I'll reveal in videos to come. So the videos series I look to start doing instead of Tube News is more of a social media Monday or a social media marketing news. So that will be covering all of the upgrades and all of the updates to relevant social media platforms that I'll be using, and just the main platforms in general. So we'll be covering Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube obviously, and potentially ones like LinkedIn, Pinterest, Musical.ly, and other streaming services such as Twitch, and what's the other one? Can't think of it. But I'll be covering those anyway, and sort of the latter ones more sparsely, and the main ones obviously every single week with upgrades as they come. As I start to use other platforms, I may start to venture into those. However, we'll just be focusing on the main ones for the time being. Alright, so that is the video for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like button, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all the latest changes I make to my YouTube channel. Sorry, just looking at the lighting on the side, it's quite bright and a little bit different than what I'm used to, putting me in the spotlight, so to speak. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Keep up to date with all the latest changes I'll be doing, and hopefully some of these things I've mentioned this week help you with growth in your own channel. After all, that's my main goal with these videos. I want to help as many people as I can through their YouTube journey. As always guys, remember, keep up the hustle, but don't forget, use your head muscle.